Please let me know if I blow all this race and it's been really bad this week.
What's up, everybody? Let's go ahead and get the drivers' meeting out of the way. Welcome to the Gen4 race here at Bristol. Please remain off the track after the drivers' meeting is completed. Now we'll be a total of 200 laps. We're going to have no stage break, one fast repair, 4 additional sets of tires. A few things to note: the only black flags will be clear. Passing yellow due to wrecked cars wrecking into the pits. We will not throw black flags. We're speeding through pits or on 6-inch your exit. During the restarts, to keep the pack tightened up, laying back to jump to start will result in a penalty. And when taking the green flag, you must maintain your line until you press that stripe. After yellow flag's out and you've safely made it through any wreckage, please catch up to the pace car immediately to prevent delaying others. And when cycle through green flag stops, state over the radio what your intentions are to allow others to move around you. Good luck. Have fun.
Welcome everybody to our Friday night race session here and the Gen 4 cars. It's going to be a wonderful night of racing here at Bristol Motor Speedway. I'm going to be joined in the booth by the great one and only Hunter Davis and the master behind the controls, Damon O'Brien. Hunter, give me a quick rundown. How you doing today?
I'm doing great. I mean, it's going to be interesting to see how these Gen 4 cars handle here tonight. I've heard a lot of mixed feedback. Some guys say they're tight, some say they're loose, some say they're kind of right down the middle. So I think it's going to be interesting to see how these guys figure out how to corral these cars and make it around this half-mile track.
Absolutely. Not only that, you got to remember the speeds are high here. You know, these guys are going to be going around this track in 1 minute. They are going to make about 4 to 5 laps of pace. So that's going to be real quick. These cars can push up. Bumpers are going to be used, even if you don't want them to be. It's going to be absolutely exciting. We're going to bring you the starting lineup here really quick so that we can get to know what our field's looking like. We're going to have the great Gary Bergeron in the one car snagging the pole here today, with Matthew Tennant starting outside of him for Beer Run Racing. And we're going to have Chris Wagner starting P3 in that number 57. Then Jamie Howell starting P4, but will receive an EOL for this race. Daniel Hoff in the 62. He will be starting P5. That's your first TRN guy. And then our second Beer Run Racing, Ryan Godfrey. Then we got Sean Boundy. He usually runs the road courses, but he's going to be here P7. And then we've got John Crosby, third Beer Run guy, P8. And we got Mark Holloway, our first Rat Fink driver. And then Tad Dabney, another Beer Run guy right there. And we got Jonathan Geis, another TRN driver, and then Austin Knight. He will be starting P12 with that Beer Run car for Dale Earnhardt Sr. Then we got Max Denda. Man loves this track more than anything. And then our favorite part-timer who always brings excitement, Jeffrey Turbett, starting next to him. Sean Dion in that 3 machine will be bringing it in the 15th position, with Judson Curtis in the 16th position. Start of our guys who quote unquote had mechanical issues on qualifying: Christian Clark P17, Jeff Dinda P18. Then we got Thomas Long and Brandon Hinton as the green flag is coming out.
A bit of a stack up there in the rear of the field. Looks like everybody's able to get it ironed out. Gary Bergeron off to a nice little jump there off the start. You know, we saw a lot of guys have quite a bit of speed there in practice who are not running up here in this front rows. You see a bit of shake-up for positions as 73 Crosby gets into that third place position.
Got a couple of cars bouncing off the wall. Hard to tell who they are, but Chris Wagner has dropped back. Now look at John Crosby already battling for the P2 position as they pulled up on the 1 machine as well. So it's looking like a 3-way battle early on for the lead. These guys are almost nose to tail all over each other. They are high lines, low lines everywhere. Everybody's all over the place.
Oh, 62 gets loose. He's able to corral it. Looks like we're going to stay green for now as he keeps that car rolling again. However, he's going to lose quite a bit of positions there.
Now that's good on him to be able to save it. Yes, he would like to maintain his track position, but if he had brought out a caution, yellow out as the leader was about to lose the lead. Let's see what our caution was for.
Looking like the 44 at Jeffrey Turbett's a little slow there. Victim of turn number 4 gets loose there on the exit of 4.
9 car was just too close to him to really kind of check up for that. You could definitely tell he was trying to, but it unfortunately got to the back of the number 44. That's going to take us into our first caution. After we watch this replay one more time, we're going to take a quick break from the excitement and then come back. And we're back getting ready for some serious excitement. One car leading it, Gary with Matthew Tennant next to him, John Crosby, Sean Boundy, Chris Wagner, and then Austin Knight bringing it in that P6 position. So we are about to get some real excitement here. We've also got Holloway. He's up there, another short track ringer. Geist is up there. So let's see what we can do as we hit the restart zone. The one car waits. He waits until the very last second. He lets the green flag come out, allowing those cars to stay right up on him. Crosby did give him a bump, helping him out getting the launch on this start, as he is able to take back the race lead. 59 goes up high, kind of looking.
Oh, wrecking 7 hard into the wall.
Oh, Geist
shouldn't be a caution. Well. There it is. Looks like the 7 of Austin Knight. Definitely some other cars involved. We're gonna have to get a replay and see what happened here.
Yeah, I saw the 32 of Jonathan Geist involved in that. He's right behind him. We go into the corner. Everything looks right. Steps out on him. Getting real far. Over correction. Geist nowhere to go. I don't think he really followed for even an overcorrection there. That car was stepping out real bad, and he was just trying to point it in the right direction. Then it caught itself and snapped. That's a definite bummer for Austin Knight, but he got it out early. So hopefully he can get that machine under him, run some laps, casually work his way up through the field. Same thing with Geist, and just work your way through it cautiously and methodically. It's going to help them out a lot here. We're going to take a quick break again, and we'll come back with the excitement. And we're back as we're going through the final 2 corners. Go back green flag racing. Sean Bundy did get that position over John Crosby, so let's see what he can do now in the P3 position.
Oh, massive checkup on the outside line. Everybody's able to keep it out of one another. One off to a good start. 42 right there with him, but the 59 of Matthew Tennant trying to make that high line work.
Yeah, we haven't had a change in our top 2 all this time, so it's interesting to see someone else poke their nose in there now.
And we are going to be joined with another broadcaster here tonight. Jonathan Medlin is up here in the booth with us. We'll be chiming in from time to time. How you doing tonight, Jonathan?
Doing well. Another great night of DES race action, and excited to see how this one's going to fall out at Bristol.
Me too, as we do have our change in the top 2 positions. Sean Boundy takes the lead with Matthew Tennant in P2. Gary is dropping back with John Crosby all over him, and Max Dinda is trying to join the party as well.
You know, with Max Dinda, I think back a couple of weeks ago in the truck series race, he is a very strong competitor here at Bristol.
As we've got a caution, let's see what potentially could have brought this one out. Sounds like something with the 9 car. Looks like the 9 and 44 find each other on track again and have another incident together with the 44 going around.
Looks like the 44 Turbid able to keep it off that inside retaining wall, so minimal damage, if any, to that 44 machine.
As we are under our 3rd caution, not too many laps into this race, only 22 laps in. We've got a long way to go, so we're going to take another break and hopefully with a green flag run after this.
And we are back here with some more racing action about to go green as the pace car dives off in bomber action. And we're going to go green now with 42 getting a big jump there. Bergeron and Matthew Tennant in P2 right behind him. John Crosby in 4 and Max Dinda in 5. And I'm sorry, it was Sean Boundy that got the big jump in the 42 machine.
Max Dinda making the pass on the 73 of Crosby for that 4th place position. I know Max has previously shown quite a bit of speed here, so I'm interested to see what he can do if he can get to that rear bumper of the 42.
Oh, absolutely. If he can get to the rear bumper of that 42, he's going to lay patiently just like he did in the truck race against Crosby and wait for that moment to get the pass.
Already looking to the inside of the 1, trying to get that momentum. 48's going to go to the high lane, try to get the run onto the rear bumper of the 1. I don't think he's going to quite have it here in turns 3 and 4.
Max Dinda right now is trying to hunt down Bergeron to make that pass and get into P3. And I mean, they've created kind of a huge gap there between Max and John Crosby. But Sean Bounty is just holding his own up there in that P1 position right now, and creating quite a gap.
Bit of a traffic jam there with the 57 of Chris Wagner. He's going to pull down onto the apron and allow the 6 and the 35 to go by as the 6 and the 35 continue to battle it out. A little bit of contact there on that last lap. It looked like these guys got it figured out.
Yeah, Wagner's dropped all the way back to P15 now.
He may have a little bit of damage after contact with some wall. I'm not quite for sure. He's definitely significantly off pace compared to the leaders right now.
Bounty is continuing to grow that lead between him and Matthew Tennant, as he is now above a second in the lead there. Crosby's kind of closed the gap between himself and Max Tenda a little bit, and trying to ping back in there to get back up in that top 4.
Looks like 32 guys is going to pull to the apron and let a car or two by, as he is now under threat from the 7 of Austin Knight. I don't know if he had a little bit of damage. I heard some apologies over the radio after assumptions of contact to the wall.
Yeah, Geis is falling back now behind Austin Knight into P14, just in front of Wagner. And I'm like you, I don't know if there was a little bit of contact there or whatnot. We'll see if he can recover from that and pull back up there.
9 of Tad Dabney going 1 lap down to our current leader, the 42 of Sean Bounty. 84 Green Machine of Jeff Dinda next up on the chopping block, running back in the 19th place position. However, last time by, Jeff Dinda actually almost 0.3 of a second faster than our race leader.
Yeah, you know, we've said it to him several times, and I just noticed somebody was down on the apron going around into the pits.
57 of Chris Wagner down into the pits this time by, assuming to get some damage repaired.
And Tad Dabney entering the pits now. I was saying about the Green Machine. You know, we've said it to him several times. You know, he is such a fast-paced driver, but he doesn't push it.
'84 Jeff Dinda now under threat. Let's see what kind of battle he puts up here to our race leader, the 42 of Sean Bounty. He's definitely not giving it up quick, as he has now put another car length gap in between them. But the issue is he's only got 3 car lengths to the car in front of him. So in order for him to maintain on the lead lap, he's going to have to start putting some moves down on that 99 of Christian Clark.
Yeah, absolutely. He's going to have to start working on making some passes and basically running defensively for himself to keep Sean from being able to pass him up.
Now with the 40...
Not to mention, if Jeff goes a lap down and then he gets Christian Clark, he loses his chance for Lucky Dog.
With the 42 not able to secure that pass on the 84 Jeff Dinda, that's opened the door for the 59 of Matthew Tennant to reel him in. They have about a 0.2 of a second gap. They're going to be door-to-door here in the next couple of laps.
Now, Jeff definitely extended a gap on Sean here. Do you think potentially Sean's starting to feel the wear of his tires, or something's going on? Because he has dropped away from him fast. And now look at Matthew Tennant sailing around his outside almost.
Last time by, Jeff Dinda was about a 10th quicker than our race leader. And a new race leader, 59 Matthew Tennant, able to run that high lane and secure position number 1.
Don's dropping back further. He's moving. The new race leader is now moving further past him. And that's going to put him in jeopardy of losing P2 to Gary Bergeron, who's in P3, who also has John Crosby right there hot on his tail with Max Dinda.
56 of Mark Holloway going another lap down. Almost a little bit of contact there between the 1 of Gary Bergeron and the 73 of John Crosby as they all safely pass the 56 of Mark Holloway. Ooh, contact with the 35 and the 13. A little door bang in there on the front straightaway as these guys have slowly ironed it out. Judson Curtis will secure that 6th place position.
They are side by side for P3 and all the way. That group of 4 are now just all over each other as Crosby and Max are actually going to take position over Gary as well as Sean. Now Gary successfully gets around Sean.
Yeah, Gary was able to make that lower line work on the fresher tires, but it seems like now the line is starting to shift a little bit up. 44 Jeffrey Turbot looked like he just spun into pit lane.
Exciting stuff going up right now as the front pack is now starting to separate themselves out. John Crosby has successfully taken over that P2 position, and he is now starting to put a gap on himself and Max Dinda, who are still battling for that P3 position right now.
Yeah, the tides have turned in that battle now, and as you just mentioned, Edwin, the Crosby has put the gap between him and Max, and Bergeron still just right there fighting Max for that 3 and 4 spot.
They definitely want to get it sorted out because that 35 of Judson Curtis, he is coming, and he is coming fast. He is catching them quickly. He has just dropped below a second gap between him and them.
Yeah, you know, Judson's proven multiple times he is a fast driver. And, you know, you give him the opportunity, he's going to close that gap and he's going to make a move and put both of them under threat.
I definitely think Sean has probably used up his tires, used up his machinery, so I do expect to see him on pit road relatively soon. He has dropped all the way back to the P6 position, and Judson Curtis is now there. He is up to the 1 car and Max as well, who are battling lap car right in front of them. They're trying to figure out a way around the 44. Ooh, almost contact between Max and Jeffrey right there.
Oh, contact right there. 44 getting loose on those cold tires.
And up into the wall.
I think Max just said, hey man, you're holding me up. I need to get going, and just shoved it in there on the 44.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, Max is, he can be a patient driver, but, you know, when you're going against somebody who you're coming around on that's much slower, you know, sometimes the patience just goes out the door.
Yeah, and you can definitely understand why. He's battling the 1 car, trying to stay in front of it. But he can also see behind that 1 car, that 35 of Judson Curtis has caught them. So now he's under threat of potentially losing 2 positions, and it could come at the expense of a lap car. Definitely doesn't want that happening. It's time to start moving. But Gary is to his outside and trying to make it work now. And Judson Curtis looks like he's going to follow him suit. But they've got those lap cars with better tires now right up on them too.
Absolutely. I mean, you see the 56 of Mark Holloway there with him, as well as Jeff Turbot. And Bergeron looking like he's going to get the pass on Max. And there for a minute, though, Bergeron and Judson Curtis were side by side battling Max. But now it's a little bit like Judson's fallen back some.
Yeah, I saw Judson. He scraped the wall, and that kind of kicked him back. So that couldn't come at a better time for Gary, because now Gary clears Max and leaves Judson and Max to sort it out themselves.
Yeah, Gary was definitely in a prime position with that move.
And there goes Judson Curtis around Max, completes it easily through those two corners, and now he sets his sights back on Gary Bergeron. He wants to start working his way forward now.
Gary got to slide low from that high line to defend and block Judson off there.
Now, I do want to bring up something. Sean Boundy has dropped all the way to P6, and he is within 3/10 of being caught by Ryan Godfrey right now. Ryan Godfrey is on his bumper now, looking to take that position, as Judson's also battling Gary to get P3.
I mean, looking at them based off if we can get a track map up there, they're about a straightaway away from each other. Sorry, the race leader and the 42 of Sean Bounty.
Yeah, he's heading in the wrong direction completely. He does not want to just, move over, let people go. He got passed by the 6th there, but he has to keep his pace up. He's fast enough to be in the front, but you don't want to go a lap down and run the risk of being stuck that way.
Oh, we got a yellow.
The yellow couldn't come at a better time for some of these guys. And it looks like Brandon Hinton and the 99 were having a good battle, but the caution comes out behind them. Oh, might involve Max here.
Ooh, 44-48, hard contact.
Looked like the 44 just had, those better tires gave him real good momentum, and he just misjudged it. Didn't realize he would have that much of a speed advantage over the 48 and ran right into him.
The 56 of Mark Holloway also involved in that incident.
Our race leaders are hitting pit road. We are going to step away from the action and then come back after the pits are sorted out. And we're getting ready to go green. John Crosby leads the way, gets a beautiful jump over Judson Curtis right now. And if you're wondering what happened to our race leader before these cautions, before that caution, he missed pit road and had to come around again before he could pit. So he's all the one car is going around.
Oh, he slowed up just a little bit. Looked like he slowed up a little bit, and Max Denda got right into his bumper.
Caught Sean Boundy a little bit in the rear end.
84, Jeff Dendo also involved here.
And we're back here. John Crosby going to be leading them to the green again with Judson Curtis, Max Denda, Ryan Godfrey, and Brandon Hinton in the 5 machine making his first appearance in the top 5.
Yeah, you know, that incident that we just had was kind of an interesting incident. Bergeron got a little loose there on the restart. As this restart, I mean, just a monster jump by Crosby, but Bergeron gets a little loose there. Max Denda gets into his bumper. Didn't look like there was a whole lot of damage to anybody's vehicle other than the green machine 84 of Jeff Denda.
Yeah, and the 1 machine of Gary, he's rolling around with no front end right now. So as we've got another incident, is it going to be a caution? Looks like Tennant slowed down. 2 cars off pace bad. There's the caution. We're going to take a replay of that from the 59 machine's perspective of Matthew Tennant. Lost it, hit the wall, and got hit by the 56 of Mark Holloway.
You know, Mark Holloway was bashed up in that previous wreck, and I'm pretty sure he had probably used his fast repair, so that right there is that's gonna cause some damage. He's gonna have to go down in the pits and get fixed. That's kind of unfortunate for Holloway.
Yeah, it'll either be race ending or he's gonna be multiple laps down.
And it looks like Jeff Dinda getting the lucky dog this time around.
And we're going to give it another shot with Crosby, Judson Curtis, Max Dinda, Ryan Godfrey, and now Jamie Howell has snuck into the top 5 himself. He was successful in getting past Brandon Hinton. So let's see what can happen this time by as pace car is going to pull off, and we're going to hit that restart zone. Crosby again with a masterful start. Judson Curtis just doesn't go on the outside.
Yeah, it looked like Judson Curtis just had a bad restart right there and fell way back. John Crosby and Max Dinda battling it out for that first and second spot. And Max is going to give John a run for his money, and John knows it.
Max got a little loose there and able to recover, but it looks like he gave up a little bit of time. He's going to slide way up the track.
Looks like him and Judson are experiencing the same thing because Judson was sliding too and now successfully gets back past Jamie Howell, who's now losing position to the 6, who gets into the wall. Interesting racing going back here for P4. Sean Boundy is up in there too.
Yeah, it looked like there for a second Sean was going to try to push that 3 wide.
Good thing he thought better of it. Bristol is a small track. You do not want to be 3 wide. As Ryan just does a darting move there, and Sean has to do evasive driving, gets to his inside. Both of them a little loose. Now he's going to continue trying to battle around that 6.
Ryan Godfrey doing a good job of keeping himself in front of the 42 of Sean Boundy. But Boundy still just hanging right there with him. And Judson Curtis up on the bumper of Max Dinda for the 2 and 3 spot. And giving him a challenge now. And, of course, John Crosby loves to see that because it's going to give him plenty of opportunity to continue to try to grow that lead over Max.
You know, that's the benefit of being the race leader on the short track, as we just pressed over halfway. When you're the leader after a restart, you've got nothing but fresh air. Everybody else has dirty air. So you have the ability to drive away.
Oh, 48 gets turned.
Oh, good save. What a save. That was an incredible save by Max Dinda, holding on to that and not letting it get out of his control. He did slide back all the way to P5, but he maintained control, and he'll keep us under green. Here's a replay from the look of Judson Curtis's angle. Max got the wall and it slowed him down just enough that Judson had come down and they just connected.
Absolutely exciting racing today, guys. What do y'all think?
I agree 100%. It's fantastic to watch these guys run Bristol. And, you know, I just want to say the number 6 car, Ryan Godfrey, doing a fabulous job of holding Sean Boundy in that number 4 spot, not giving up P3. And as I say that, Godfrey going to the high line, hits the wall a little bit, scrubs off some speed. 42, Sean Boundy going to make the pass now.
I'm curious how long it's going to take Max to get back up to where he was running, because he has dropped back pretty far, and I know he does not want to be down there.
No, he does not, and I know that this is where you could see Max make the mistake of becoming a little impatient. He's got to stay patient. He's got to continue to drive his lines and not try to force anything and make any mistakes.
As of right now, he's holding true to that P5 position, but he does have Jamie Howell and Brandon Hinton there. Brandon Hinton running a bit of an unorthodox line for himself. You know, we're used to him seeing on the bottom, but look at him running that higher line, keeping fresher air on the nose of that car, letting the aerodynamics work for him, not against him.
Yeah, you know, Brandon Hinton has a way of making some of the most oddest lines that you would not think would work. He has a way of making them work.
As of right now, he's still looking to get around these guys, so hopefully he can make something happen.
Judson Curtis, he'll close in on the backside of Crosby, and then Crosby will pull away. So I'm going to say within the next several laps, Judson Curtis might be looking to make a pass on Crosby.
I hope these guys learned something from their first green flag stint. You know, tires matter a lot, so they've really got to do something about managing.
Yeah, tires at Bristol. I mean, if you can't keep your tires warm and stay on fresh tires, it's going to make a huge difference. I mean, it's going to fall off, but you're also going to get real loose in these shorter stints on the straightaways.
So we're going to keep an eye out on here, as, you know, Crosby has kind of extended his gaps on Judson right now, but he also did just hit the wall. So that's not doing him any favors with fending off Judson Curtis.
Absolutely not. You know, we've talked about several differences in the short tracks versus like your 1.5 mile ovals. And, you know, one little wall scrub could mean the difference between losing a position or just barely hanging on to a position.
Max under threat again by Jamie Howell. Jamie took a peek to his inside, was not able to complete the pass.
It just makes you wonder if when Max took that spin, if he didn't get some aero damage.
Yellow out. I hear Jeff Denda saying sorry, Jerry, to the one car. May have involved those two. Seems like the one car is having a problem with his exits, because that's the second time he's been hitting the rear end right on exit.
Yeah, and both times he has gotten a little loose on the exit, and both times the car from behind has carried more speed coming out and gotten into him. See, I'm like you. I'm wondering, if he's having problems on his exits, either getting too much throttle into it or what.
Yeah, he might just not have enough to carry himself through the corners right now.
And we can see Crosby and Curtis and the rest of the pack all coming down into the pits there. So we'll take a break while these guys get everything sorted out in pit row, and we'll be back with you.
And we're back with Sean Bundy having the lead here. Got a shorter pit stop than our race leader, and he is back to the front with Max on his outside. Thomas Long also up there. Jamie Howell and John Crosby. As Crosby and him both get past Thomas Long, and they're looking to set their sights back on the race lead that they have lost out on.
This is, again, I mentioned earlier, Max is going to have to stay patient and not try to force anything. And especially right here with the battle with Sean Bounty, and he disappears for a second. He's going to have to stay patient and not try to force the issue, and just patiently make this pass into first to, hold on to it and have a chance at trying to lead out and win this race.
Sailed it off in the turn 3 to make sure he got that pass done. He does, but Sean is saying, I'm not done yet. Max gets loose. Does he save it? Back up into the outside wall and makes contact hard. That brings out the caution.
Wow. I mean, I thought there for a second he was going to save that, but, it comes back to it. He got a little low there trying to hold that line and just got loose coming back up out of the turn.
Yeah, snapped off, tagged the wall with his rear end just ever so slightly, and that pretty much kicked up the rear end to where his brakes wouldn't work the way he wanted to, and right into the outside wall he went.
Some more contact under that caution. If you look at the 84 of Jeff Dinda and the 59 of Matthew Tennant, they get together as well. 59 of Matthew Tennant, some very significant damage. He's going to have to come down pit road to repair this.
That's 2 of our dominant cars in one lap, pretty much taking some serious hits. As Max is still on pit road, I don't know if he had a fast repair for that. He might have truly hurt his night.
I think so, because I think he used his fast repair earlier, when he went down into pit road and took 4 tires, and with that potentially could have ended his night.
And I feel for Max. This is his absolute best track in his mind. He runs absolutely amazing here. Never has never any doubt in his mind that he could be fast here. And it just reaches out and bites him every time. He had it happen in the premier race. He has it happen almost every time we come here. And I know exactly how that feels. I think everybody does. Everybody has their absolute peak track that just doesn't work out for them every time they go into a race.
Yeah, you're right. And I mean, I can't say what my peak track would be because I'm still trying to discover that. But, I've seen it with guys every time, like, man, this is a track that I run the best, and it bites them in the butt. But then they come out the next week and, man, I hate this track. I don't want to run this track. I never run good here. And then, they wind up running in top 5.
Yeah, for me, I would have to say my best one that I think I'm always great at would have to be Michigan. And I just can never bring it home at a track like that. It's always coming up short, always putting myself in bad positions. As we're double file and about to go back green flag racing with Sean Bounty leading the way.
Yeah, it's going to be Sean Bounty, and first out to his outside is Crosby. Bounty with an incredible jump there. And it looked like Thomas Long got a decent jump behind him as well. But now Thomas Long falling back some as Howell's going to come in and take over third.
Man, I'm noticing a lot of these guys having problems dropping to the back and then appearing back towards the front. Look who's running in the P4 position. Gary Bergeron is there.
Yeah, and, Long just got a little bit loose and went down.
59 of Matthew Tennant around.
Interesting also move. Sean Bounty hits pit road immediately.
Yeah, Matthew Tennant getting loose coming out of the turn and just spun it all the way down in that bottom wall. And it's interesting that you say that it's interesting you say who goes down pit row immediately, and Bounty, I wonder if he's still trying to get a little bit of damage fixed, and this is an opportunity for that.
We're going to take a quick break and come back to the excitement. And we are back. The reason why Sean dipped down immediately is pit row had just opened. So I think he went down to try and get an advantage because everybody else is going to have 14 laps on their stuff. He will now be fresh. Probably just taking fuel, though.
Yeah, 140 laps out of 200. There's 60 laps left. Taking fuel now could potentially set you up to not need another fuel stop for the rest of the race. And, then you got the aspect, though, that, you might have to take tires at least one more time.
Yeah, it's going to put him in a real interesting spot as we're about to go green now. John Crosby, great jump. Gary in the P2 position, followed by Judson Curtis, Ryan Godfrey.
You know, I'm going to say Gary right there had the best outside line restart that we've seen this entire race.
And another guy I want to highlight who's just cracked into the top 10 and running the P7 position, Christian Clark. He is putting on a good, consistent show. I don't think he's hit a thing out here.
You know, you said P7. He's actually made a pass and into P6 now.
You know, also haven't talked about a lot is that 5-car Brandon Hinton running up there in 5th. Started from the rear of the field, worked his way all the way up here to the 5th place position, looking to hunt down Ryan Godfrey for 4th.
You know, both guys we just mentioned both started towards the back, so I definitely want to talk about our biggest movers right now. And currently, Judson Curtis in the P3 position started P16. That's 13 positions gained. Brandon Hinton started 20th. He's now 5th, 15 positions gained. Christian Clark started 17th, running P6, 9 positions gained. So these guys are putting on a heck of a show. Let me correct myself. 11 positions gained.
Yeah, you know, Christian Clark, Brandon Hinton, and excuse me, they're both fast drivers. You know, Judson Curtis is also a very fast driver, as he is trying to put the moves on Gary Bergeron to get around. You know, he wants to get back up there in that P2 and have a shot at John Crosby.
Christian Clark has just lost the position to Sean Boundy, who is trying to bounce back after making that pit stop he just went down for. Judson Curtis now going for P2.
Oh, he's around.
They get into each other. Judson Curtis going to hit the wall, spin out, gets into Hinton.
That's 2 really fast cars caught up in an incident.
And it could be more.
Looks like Judson was battling, came up, didn't realize the 1 car would still be there, got spun. 5 car lifts for Sean, lifts for Judson, and Boundy just doesn't see it, can't see that with that car right in front of him, and gets into the back of Hinton. Little bit of net code there too. You see that gap in between them?
Looked like Ryan Godfrey also caught the front end of Brandon Hinton.
And we're back here Crosby leading the way with Gary starting next to him. Gary has to get a good start this time. The outside line hasn't been doing well on restarts, but if he can get the restart done now perfectly, he will keep that outside line in this fight.
Yeah, he's pretty much got to duplicate what he did last time around on the restart. As we get the green flag, John Crosby with a fantastic start. And Gary just does not get the restart that he had last time, and now he's under threat from the 6 of Ryan Godfrey and also the 42 of Sean Bounty.
I'm actually very curious as to how that inside line didn't stay grouped together. It was all teammates on the inside line, so they had the opportunity to time that together, and I guess they might not have got their timing right, because now you've got the 6 car in P4 and the Christian Clark in P6.
Yeah, I know for John Crosby, it was just a matter of get out in front and let everybody else behind battle it. But there's no reason that Godfrey and Clark couldn't have stuck together and made a push to get out behind Crosby.
Yeah, they had a perfect chance to group up and try to potentially control this race, and just aren't going to get it done, as Sean Boundy now looks to the inside of the 1 of Gary to try and take that position, that P3 spot. Ryan Godfrey was able to get up to P2 and catch back up to his teammate.
Yeah, and Sean Boundy just being persistent on that bottom line, looking to make that pass as they are too wide, door to door coming through the turns here. Godfrey just holding his line, staying behind, trying to close in on the backside of his teammate in Crosby. And then behind that, you've got Austin Knight in the 5th, Christian Clark in the 6th, Howell in the 7th, Jeff Denda in 8th place, Daniel Hoff in 9th, and Brandon Hinton in 10th.
We talk about this every broadcast where we speak. We bring up our fellow broadcasters. Ryan Godfrey is a broadcaster, so is Christian Clark, and look at those guys running in the top 6. Absolutely amazing for that group of gentlemen. One car of Gary battling back on Sean Boundy. He wants to try and get back there, but Sean's just too quick for him. Takes the position, now sets his sights on Ryan Godfrey, who's right there with the leader. Beautiful group of cars right there battling around Brandon Hinton. You got Jamie Howell, Thomas Long, Daniel Hoff, all right there as a group, all kind of running different lines too around each other, trying to get up to Christian Clark, but just not able to do it while they're fighting each other, as we got a pass for the lead going down. Ryan Godfrey is going to take the lead from his teammate and lead his first lap of tonight.
Yeah, it was an incredible move by Godfrey to be able to make the pass on Crosby and put himself in first place. And, Crosby's been a dominant factor, and I'm sure he wouldn't mind helping a teammate to a win tonight.
Knowing Crosby, I doubt he'll make it easy on him. He's still going to make him work for it, but it looks like that 6 machine is just faster than him. He's pulled away.
Bounty's still looming back there in 3rd, though, and he wants to get up there and make that run on it as well.
Hey, these guys are putting on a heck of a show. I definitely want to see what Ryan can do. He has never won a DES race. He has led laps in them before, but has never successfully nabbed a win. As we've calmed down, we look like we're getting a nice green flag run now, as Hinton and Hoff have got up to 7th and 8th and have set their sights on Christian Clark now. Christian Clark catching his teammate Austin Knight, though. He's looking to put himself in the top 5. Sean has stalled out. He's not really catching those leaders anymore, so the front 3 are kind of running in their position. Gary in that P4 position. Austin Knight holding on to P5, but he's got Christian Clark getting closer as he's trying to get closer to Gary. They've caught each other. That group of 3 are now right on top of each other. So there's about to be a change in position possibly. They got to get it done soon, because if they don't, that 5 machine of Brandon Hinton, he's going to be there. He is there. Now we're about to have a 4-way battle. There he moves up. He realizes those 2 cars are just too much faster than him. Bad English on me right there. But they're faster than him, so he lets them take the position. He also allows Brandon Hinton by. Now Christian Clark's looking to the inside of his teammate of Austin Knight, trying to get around him. He's got to make something happen, because here comes Hinton sailing that outside. He's looking like he could make a pass here. Austin Knight into the wall a little bit. Christian Clark sticks his nose into the bottom again. 21 laps to remain with your leader as Ryan Godfrey. He's got almost a second gap on second place. Christian Clark now able to successfully make that pass, and now he needs to get away from Brandon Hinton, who is right there on his tail.
You know, and Brandon Hinton's back to working that bottom line right now, and you know, he's having a little bit more success than he was running that high line, as he now successfully is about to make the pass on Austin Knight as well, and not letting Christian Clark get out too far out of his sights.
Let's talk about a dominant night from just one team here. Yes, we've had other leaders. Yes, we've had other people in play, but not one and not two, but 4 people from Beer Run Racing have been putting on a show. So hats off to Godfrey, Crosby, Christian Clark, and Austin Knight, man. They, including Matthew Tennant, who also led laps today. They are a force to be reckoned with today.
Absolutely. And you know, you were just talking about Crosby. He got into the wall there, and that allowed Godfrey to extend his lead to a 1.2 second and climbing lead over Crosby.
He's just got to hold it together. Like I said, he's never won a race before. Those first time win jitters get to you. Me and Hunter have been there both. It's a tough spot to be in. You just cannot make a mistake. Keep running your line, keep doing what you need to, and make it to the finish. This is a stout group of people to be out here leading against, as well as in a hard car and a very hard track. So regardless if Austin Knight takes home the checkered, he deserves hats off to him for the run he's doing, as Christian Clark is actually pulling up to Sean Boundy right now to potentially challenge for the P3 position.
You know, wouldn't it be something to see Beer Run Racing take it down 1-2-3 with Godfrey, Crosby, and Clark?
Especially after last week was when Christian Clark nabbed his first ever win.
Absolutely, you know, and if I'm not mistaken, when he nabbed that win, Godfrey was in what, P3?
Yeah, he was up there with him. Crosby was also up there. So it was an interesting finish, celebrated finish for Christian Clark. It was a hard-fought win at a very high-speed, hard track to maintain the lead. Same here today at Bristol. Michigan is not a track where you can maintain the lead multiple laps in a row. It's tough, and he did it. And Ryan Godfrey's doing that right now, too, here at Bristol, where we've seen the dominant cars of the night all have issues. Sean Bounty burning up material, Max wrecking himself, Judson with his incident, Gary, his multiple, Tennant had incidents. It's been a lot.
Yeah, and anytime you race Bristol, those things are suspect to happen. I mean, it's a short track, it's a fast track. I mean, these guys are running 14, 15, 16-second lap times. It's a very fast track, and I mean, just the smallest mistakes can mean a world when the incident comes down.
I mean, think about it this way. At one point, Jamie Howell was in P3, and he went a lap down just recently and is all the way back in P11. Thomas Long was up towards the front. He's 3 laps down. Like, I mean, it can hurt anybody.
Absolutely, and it looks like Curtis, Stenda, and Geist, all three are, have called it a night. With probably just too much damage to repair for the time left.
Those were all really strong cars during the day, but my eyes are currently looking at Christian Clark. With 5 laps to go, he's got to make sure he doesn't make a mistake to jeopardize this Beer Run Racing 1, 2, 3 that they currently have rolling right now.
Yeah, there's another car we haven't mentioned in a while, and he's running in P6 right now. That's the 84 of Jeff Denda, Max Denda's dad. And I mean, he's putting on a show right now. I mean, running fast laps and pushing hard, trying to get up there and get in that top 5.
He's had a very serious up and down night, but Christian Clark, he's got Brandon Hinton all over him now. Brandon Hinton running that top side to gain momentum with 2 to go, about to be 2 to go. 2 to go now at this point. As they cross the line, he's got to hold them off for 2 sets of the corners as Brandon Hinton gets into the wall.
That's going to scrub off some speed and let Christian Clark put a little bit of a gap between him and Brandon. But Hinton's he's saying, no, I'm still here. We are on the final lap. White flag is out. It's looking like it's going to be Ryan Godfrey, John Crosby. Can Christian hold on to get to top 3? Oh, and I mean, like lost a little bit of speed there.
He might not. Gets into the wall.
It's the wall.
Hold him off.
For us.
Ryan Godfrey takes home his first ever win, dude. That was amazing.
And I mean, led the last, 15, 16 laps, too, to get it. Well, Beer Run Racing with Beer Run Racing with an incredible night, though. I mean, like you said, Ryan Godfrey getting his first win, John Crosby in second, Christian Clark in fourth. Tennant all the way back up into 7th, Austin Knight in 8th. So I mean, they had several guys right there in the top 10.
Put the entire team into the top 10. Absolutely amazing night for them. We're gonna get our interviews done. First one's going to be Brandon Hinton with our 3rd place finish. Hinton, those last 2 laps changed the MO for you. How did you get by Christian?
That's a good question. He was really good tonight. I want to give him his due. He was with me a lot of the race, so I saw what he was doing. And I just ran the bottom those last 2 laps. We both were getting tight, and I just tried to back up my corner on those last 2 laps, and I was able to get by him. But it was a fun battle.
Yeah, Hinton, it was absolutely fun to watch you do that, man. You had a doozy of a night. Towards the middle of the race, you checked up for an incident in front of you, and just unfortunately, the car behind you didn't know that was going down and got to the back of you. Did you think that was going to hurt your race a lot? Did it hurt you at all?
Yeah, and it's not his fault. I mean, he was tucked up right behind me, so he couldn't see that I was checking up. No, I just had to be careful those first 10, 15 laps to make sure I didn't get caught up in anything with using the fast repair to get that fixed. And then just once we got, I was hoping we would get a green run, and then I was just pick them off one at a time if I could.
Brandon, one thing I want to point out, you were running a different line than what you're used to running here at Bristol. You were running that high line. Was it helping you carry momentum coming out of the turns into the straights?
You noticed, huh? Edwin probably said it too, that I usually run the bottom. But for some reason, Bristol, you got to run the top to be successful. Like you can run the bottom, but you're not going to have the drive off. So I was basically just diamonding the corner. So I'd go up high and then turn down, and that got me a lot of success. I'm sure a lot of people up front were doing it too, but I was late to the party, just now figuring it out here, that's the fast way to do it.
Well, congratulations, Hitting Motorsports on this nice P3 finish. I can't wait to see the video drop and see how it goes for you, man.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate it. And thanks for what you guys do. It's a lot of fun.
And now we're going to get our P2 finisher here, John Crosby. John Crosby, man, you bad fast today, but lost out on it in the final 22 laps. What was going through your mind, man? What happened?
Well, I thought I was decent at saving there, but I guess I wasn't. And really had no, well, kind of let Ryan by because I thought he was going to burn up his stuff, and then I kind of figured out, I was like, oh man, he's kind of gone, and I don't really have a chance at this. So, but I'm super happy for Beer Run today. You know, with a 1, 2, 3. So that's pretty cool. But big congrats to Ryan there.
Yeah, almost nabbed the 1, 2, 3. Unfortunately,
oh, that's right. That's right. I'm sorry.
Yeah, he was passed in the final lap by Brandon, but what's going on in y'all's channel, man? What were y'all talking about with that when y'all were running 1, 2, 3?
No, it's pretty cool, but I do remember. I remember Christian goes, "Oh, Brandon's faster than me," and I said, "Oh, well, it is what it is. Just let him. Don't force anything. We all kind of have a good spot right now, so let's not cause a caution." So.
Well, John, congratulations on a podium finish in P2, man. Great race. It's always a pleasure to watch you out on the track.
Yeah, I appreciate it, and thank you guys very much for everything you do, and hopefully it gets us a kind of a jump start for the weekend, like I said last weekend, and that didn't turn out so hot, but we'll see.
Well, we're going to get in our race winner. Congratulations, Crosby. Ryan Godfrey, our fellow commentator, announcer. First time win, and you do it at Bristol against some real heavy hitters, man. Walk us through it.
Well, I was just planning to chill the entire race. I started with an EOL very, very back, and I was like, well, this is fine. This is the perfect spot to be because this car is notoriously pretty loose, and Bristol is not an easy track. So I figured I was going to get wrecked out halfway through, but luckily I didn't, and now I'm here.
Ryan, congratulations, man, on a P1 finish tonight. First win here at DES, man. Congrats on that. 35 laps led. Dude, I mean, heck of a race, you know, and always good to see a fellow commentator get a win.
Thank you.
Man, you had to pass some serious guys for it. Go ahead, Jonathan.
I was going to allude to the same thing. I was going to say, you know, what was your mindset, you know, seeing the field that you had to get through to get all the way up there and make the pass on Crosby?
Well, I wasn't even thinking I was going to get to the front, so my main mindset when trying to make a pass was just don't touch anybody, because seeing how the past few races have gone for me, the second I do that, I'm getting a EOL the next race. So I was just trying to stay out of people's bumpers and just hug that low line when I could.
All I gotta say, Ryan, congratulations, man. Can't nobody call you a menace now. You won that clean, fair, and square. Congratulations.
Thank you, and thank you guys for broadcasting tonight.
Well, Jonathan, amazing race. ended with a banger, a first-time winner, excitable, 10 cautions, 40 caution laps. Give me your closing remark.
You know, only thing I can say is it's always a pleasure to watch DES racers race, and Bristol did not disappoint tonight. A great race from all of these guys. Congratulations again to fellow broadcaster Ryan Godfrey on his win. Congratulations to Beer Run on a monumental night. Edwin, it's always a pleasure to be in the booth with you calling the race. Hunter as well. Thank you to Damon for all that he does for DES and making sure that these races go on smooth.
Absolutely wonderful race here from Bristol Motor Speedway in the Gen 4. Make sure you join us tomorrow. The first race tomorrow will be our Legacy trucks. They're going to be hitting the high banks of Chicagoland. Another one of those fast mile and a halves where the field's tight packed the whole time. So we're going to see the excitement carry over to tomorrow as well. We'll catch you then. See ya.